Hey gang, it's Deltia from deltiasgaming.com to do a theory crafting test on impenetrable pieces of gear to see if it's even worth using impenetrable in PvP. For those of you that don't know, impenetrable is a trait when you craft gear that resists your basically has crit resistance. So, some context to this, PvE, dungeons, leveling, that sort of thing, mobs do not crit. They don't. They do not crit. The only time you have to worry about crits is in PvP. Most players right now use about 5 pieces or more of critical resistance impenetrable to basically become fully immune to critical hits. With 1.6 in particular, you're not going to be able to do that. And here's why. This post gives some context to impenetrable in 1.6 and kind of exactly how you could get full immunity, which would be 3,200 to fully mitigate crits. So, if you do all legendary gear, 7 pieces of armor plus a shield, you're looking at 1,600 or half of this number to fully mitigate crits. So today's test, what we're going to use is one VR14 set of purple gear, because we don't have enough mats on the PTS, which is about 180 crit per piece, including shield. So that's 8 pieces at 180, and then the exact same set with no other trait that's also purple. So to see exactly how this scales and what it does. This should be an interesting test, and I hope everyone likes this, because if you know it, I know it, we can all benefit as a community. So let's check it out if it's worth going to use Impenetrable in 1.6. Hello gang, this is my buddy Gotbeard, Steals Away Blood. This is my character AS, a templated character, and we are going to test a little impen gear. So you go to my armor here, and I want to show you what we're doing. We got one set of gear, the exact same, that is Shadowspun VR14 with Impenetrable, and one that's not. So the first thing we're going to do is get a baseline test of what he can do light attack damage-wise, what a crit looks like. Then we're going to switch it to the full piece of Impen and see what that looks like. So let me get this on real quick. Okay, let's make sure that now we'll get a shield on. So we have 0, and I'm going to make sure this champion point system has reduction in critical resistance. I have 0 points in resistance as well. So I have no critical resistance. Now let's just do some light attacks and see what we come up with. So 12, okay, 209, 2093. Let's do it again. 2093 again. Let me put a heal in my bar quick. Okay, 2093, let's do it a couple more times, making sure that's exactly where you're at. 2093, 2093, okay. So, 2093. Now let's go with Impen gear. Head, chest, belt, boots, legs, gloves, shoulders, and a shield Impen. Okay, so that's 180, that's about 1,600 stats. Or no, that's what? 180 times 8. Let's get the old calculator out. 1440. Let's see what it is now. Okay, go ahead and light attack me. You're still hitting for 1240, 1819. That is nothing. Do you realize that? That's what? That's 10%, right? Gobbeard, two.
That's pretty
That's
underwhelming.
that's
Yeah.
terrible. That's terrible. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So let's do it a couple more times. It can't be that underwhelming. Go. 18, 19, 18, 19, 18, 19.
I think that's
That's
yeah.
it. So, okay. Now let's try one more thing though.
Yeah, switch them out one at a time. Let's see if it has a cap on it. I hope it doesn't. That'd be really terrible if it had a cap.
Okay, just doing boots are off Impen. Go ahead. 1856.
What was it before?
1819.
Oh god. So there's no cap. That's cool.
So Impen is pretty much completely useless. Okay.
All right.
Let's do one more test though. Let's just put a crap ton of points in the resistance.
All right.
So let's make it 10%, see what happens. So I got 26 points, gives me 10%. Okay, so now I have 10% resistance plus 8 pieces of Impen. Let me check. 8 pieces, yes. Okay, let's do it now. 1694. Still, so the base hit was 2093. Wow. So let's see what, with 10% resistance in, what all normal armor does. You're tracking what I'm doing here, right? I mean, because the 10% might be the more valuable than wearing the gear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not might, it will be, but let's just make sure. Okay, let's do it again. 1968. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so the base hit was
2093.
correct. Then with 10% bonus in the champion points and no impenetrable, it was 1968. How is that right? That is 10%.
It's close to 10%.
It is close to 10%. So with all pieces of gear plus 10%, we could get it down to 1694. Okay, opinion time. Godbeard, go.
Right now, it's pretty underwhelming. Now, Eric Roble did say that Impen was not working right, but that was before the European patch. So I would have thought that by now they would have fixed it. So maybe it's still bugged. Maybe it's something that you'll have to revisit. It's definitely something that they should comment on. I mean, that's pretty terrible for a full set investment. I kind of wish we had done full reinforced now just to see like the mitigation comparisons.
Well, wait one. Let's go craft it. Alright, so Godbeard made me go craft the full piece of reinforced. Let's see how that works in comparison. Now, I didn't have enough mats to make it all purple, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to check and make sure all my armor is reinforced. Let's see what that does. I also have 0 points still in that resistance passive. I don't. I lied. So let's respec. That's why we check. Okay, resistance has 0. We have 0 impenetrable. Let me check my shield. Reinforce. Okay, so let's see what it does. All light. 1775.
What was the light hit?
Hold on. Okay, so did you realize that all reinforced got 1775 with no passives? All Impenetrable got 1819.
Yeah, basically what that means is that if you're looking for a defensive trait for a light or medium armor set, Reinforced is going to beat out Impen every time. If you're a heavy armor user and you're really close to the soft cap or the hard cap on mitigation at 32,000 armor, then Impen's going to win out over Reinforced.
Now, let's see one more thing. Let's go back to 10% on this, and then see what Reinforced does. If we do 10% resistance, plus Reinforced. Okay, go. 1670. That's still lower than the Impen one.
Yeah,
now,
that one was 1694.
But
so, yeah.
but wait, there's more. We found a way to turn off. Godbeard found a way to turn off critical. Don't believe me? Watch. 512, 512, 512, 512. Wait for a crit. Crit, 512. Ha ha! He found a way. You want to know how he did it? You'll have to stay tuned at ltsgaming.com. Bye now.